And good Monday evening time. Take a look here at your weather webcast video and a lot to talk about. Of course, I know everybody is focusing in on that chance of seeing some of the white stuff flying around on Thursday. And we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, we've got to talk about the big story right now going on, which is the really cold weather that's heading into there. Very unseasonably cold, especially for a good portion of the South. And we really have to pay attention to this cold spell because, believe it or not, we're going to stick around with this for the next few days actually out there. So let's take a look at some cold weather tips that I put together for you. And these are just a few of many cold weather tips here for you. But of course, you want to wear layers of clothing, especially during this time of the year. Now, this would typically be a good example for when we are dealing with some of our regular cold weather where it warms up in the afternoon and you can kind of take those layers off. But of course, I don't think you're going to be taking off too many layers coming up for the next several days. But also wear a hat. Most of the heat escapes from your head first, your head and your feet. So you also definitely want to wear a hat at all times. Wear mittens over gloves, and I know a lot of people like to go out and get the big gloves, but wear the mittens because they're closer to your fingers and they help to trap that heat in a lot closer when you have your fingers closer together because they hold them together more. So mittens are better, but I know a lot of people like to wear gloves, and of course wear warm shoes. Warm socks as well, and a few other things here I was noticing also. I went ahead on this morning and kind of filled my tires up with a little bit of air, checked air pressure and so on, because with the cold air in place, kind of helps to seep those out as well as obviously wanting to warm up the car. So lots of things out there you can do to kind of stay safe with the cold weather in place, and of course, if you have those space heaters, also want to keep an eye on those as well. So cold, and more cold is your top of your weather headline, so get ready for it here. Again, the snow chance is still in there for Thursday. A lot of uncertainty still with that forecast, as always with snow in the south and east, but the chance is still there. And believe it or not, yes, even colder weather is coming down after this storm system on Thursday. It's going to be even colder, if you can believe that. Here's some area morning lows, and this is what we're talking about. 17 in Calhoun, 15 Chatsworth, 14 degrees in Ringgold, 14 in Cleveland and Lafayette, 9 degrees this morning up on Fort Mountain. And we'll be about the same tonight, 15 in Cohutta, 12 in Lafayette, 17 Calhoun, and 15 in Chatsworth. So yes, another very cold night moving back into a good portion of northwest Georgia. We'll see this sticking around again for the next several days. Here's your upper level pattern. You can see this big dome of cold air sinking on down. It's continuing to sink on down, so it's reinforcing itself quite a bit across the eastern part of the country here. The trough is way up, so the ridge out to the west is way up out towards the south and west where our next storm system is, and this is the system that we're going to be watching sweeping on through here. Now, as we go throughout your Tuesday, it stays to our west. By Wednesday morning, we'll be noticing snow breaking out off a good portion of the northern part of the country, and then coming up Wednesday night or coming up Thursday, this system should dive on down into the area and bring us a chance of snow. These Clipper systems usually don't bring us a lot of moisture because they don't tap into the Gulf of Mexico, but they do bring with them enough moisture usually to squeeze out about 1 to 3 inches of snow if you get under the right track of that. So the track will be very important with this system, and so that's what we're going to be fine-tuning and watching. One of the computer models printing out anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of snow, and I think that's a good average across a good portion of the area. About 1 to 2, maybe an isolated amount up to about 3 inches of snow coming up on Thursday. Right now, still a lot of questions in that forecast, so we'll continue to fine-tune that, but that's a good first guess. Of course, today's Monday, that's Thursday, a long way off. But look at the temperatures. They are definitely going to be the stories. We warm up to the mid-30s on Wednesday, and then look at this heading into Thursday and Friday, highs dropping back. By Friday, that's not even a typo, that's 24, and then by Saturday morning, that's a 9-degree temperature in the city coming up for us by Saturday morning. So it's going to get quite chilly around there. Of course, we'll fine-tune this forecast and the chances of seeing a few snowflakes out there as well coming up as we go throughout the next several days. So tune back in for the next weather webcast video. For now, that's a look at it. Have a great evening.